Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just go through a standard process when trying to determine valuation on a property, whether this is a property that you're going to be submitting an offer on, or you're trying to assess value to for a listing. The process is going to be the same. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And we'll start in the MLS. All right, so I've got an area pulled up that I'm going to go ahead and just find a property to comp out. So let's go ahead and run a comp on 993 South Jacob Street. Okay, 993 South Jacob Street. So we're going to come here into menu under products and go to RPR. Sometimes it does take a couple minutes to queue up. There again, it's 993 South Jacob Street. So we're going to put that address in here. And that's in Gilbert. So it's going to go ahead and load up some information about the property, especially if it's already in the MLS, but we're going to select the CMA button here. First thing we want to do is confirm the facts. So they've got here 5-bedroom, 4 baths. So we're just going to go to the MLS. Now, if you've been to the property, you would have had an opportunity to confirm the square footage and everything, as well as the number of bedrooms. So yes, it's 5-bedroom, 3 3/4. So we'll put 5-bedroom. Total baths are 4, 3 full baths, and 1 partial bath. And they're showing the living area is 2927, and that's accurate. So we'll confirm the facts and close. Next step is we're going to find the comps. So I generally just go within a half-a-mile radius, especially if you're in town. Oops, wrong button. You're going to find, typically, you're going to find sufficient properties that are going to be of like kind. So we're going to come down here as well, and we're going to kind of just adjust the square footage to get a little closer. So we're looking at 2927 square foot. So let's go 400 approximately either way. So we got living area square foot is this. So now we're going to go ahead and search in this area. Okay, nothing was found. Let's see, make sure I don't have my year built on, because I do that sometimes. Okay, 4 bedrooms is selected. So obviously this house is a little bit bigger. This is within the last 3 months. I actually like to see the last 6 months. So let's see if that populates any for us. Okay, so it's given us a few, 3. I like to see at least 5. So we're going to go ahead and continue making adjustments. So we're going to come here and hit modify the search. Let's just add an extra 100 square feet on either direction. See if that gives us any more. Okay, so that gives us a little bit more. All right, so this house, there again, is 5-bedroom, 4 bath, 2927. It does not, it does have a swimming pool, fresh paint, new carpet, painted exterior, upgraded bathrooms with all of its additions. So we're going to quickly just kind of run through the photos. Now, you would have been to this property, presumably, to kind of see the condition. I'm not sure what was going on at the stairs. You can see at the bottom down here, looks like there's some scuff marks. Did it say new floor? No. So it looks like the flooring in this has seen its better days. Countertops are updated. You got scuff marks there. All they did was vacuum the carpets, it looks like. So your average home, the only upgrades I would say is the granite in the kitchen. It's got new paint. You've got possibly these are leaves or marks in the pool. You got a major crack back here. So okay. So the reason I'm doing this is just to kind of get a feel for the condition of the home when I start looking at some of these comps. So we're at 2,927 square feet. Obviously, we want to try and get the closest to that as possible. And we really don't have anything that's sold that's close to that. Everything is much cheaper or smaller, with the exception of these two that are currently pending. So we're going to go ahead and select both of these to add in our comp. Let's take a peek at these comps just to compare. Good size pool. Okay, now from the photos, the flooring looks like it's a little fresher, newer, and in better condition. The kitchen looked really well, really nice. Now there again, as you're just flipping through, that carpet might have some age on it, and it might not. If I was a betting person, I would say it does. So downstairs looks like it's not carpet. Upstairs has some carpet. Okay, the backyard looked really good. So we're going to go ahead and just get out of this and say, okay, it's relatively comparable. Let's look at Corinne here. I would say that other one was a little bit better condition. So going through Corinne, this is only a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, but you're looking at 3,300 square feet. Flooring looks decent. Unique stairwell. Nothing really catches my eye as I quickly flip through here, except for maybe that's Corian countertops, maybe. Okay, all in all, oh, it's got turf in the back, it looked like. That's really super cute place. So you do have some carpet. So that would be a very good comp as well. And I understand, I would say that this is a little bit higher than our subject property is. So that's a 226 a square foot. The first one is 209, probably pretty comparable. But see, these other ones are going, look at this, 288 a square foot, 263, 257, 2.25. Now these are all closed. Now they're smaller square footage, so that's always going to have an impact. It's going to be pricier. So I'm gonna, in this market, considering demand is lower, now that again, we're in June of 2023, demand is a little bit lower. Inventory levels have dropped as well, but due to the fact that interest rates are higher, demand is low. So we can't get aggressive, in my opinion, one way or another, because we don't want to have an appraisal issue if we're submitting an offer for a buyer. Now here's another one on Windsor. Flooring looks like it's in good shape. Updated kitchen. Okay, the carpet looks bad. Looks neat, like it's got some wear and tear on it. Nice little backyard. Yeah, definitely the carpet needs replaced at some point. Okay, relatively comparable to what we're looking at. Honestly, I don't feel comfortable using any of these other ones if I was working for the buyer. This one at 260 or 257 a square foot, I might consider throwing that in there. But let's look at the conditions. So that's 3-car garage, nice little pool. Nice kitchen. Look to be like granite countertops, possibly. Nice floor. Nothing. I know I flipped through these pretty quick. You gotta understand, I've got 21 years of flipping through pictures, and I'm looking for certain signs that there's wear and tear. And so just quickly, the only thing I could say is maybe that bath or that bedroom's carpet might have a little bit of age on it. Nice little pool, sitting area. Okay, so we'll go ahead and use this one as well. So now I've got 4 properties, pretty simple here. We're going to hit update valuation and close. So now that we're comping this at 670, 283, they're on the market at 775. It's a brand new listing. So they're basing their opinion of value off of these higher properties here, the 288 and 263. So I would venture to say that this may sit on the property or on the MLS for a while before they get any takers, unless if demand really picks up and interest rates start to drop here. So that's not where I would be marketing this if I wanted to sell. Now remember, you've got two philosophies here when you're selling real estate with as far as listings are concerned. One is I just need listings so I can set open houses to try and find buyers. So a listing is a listing. It might get me to a buyer that's unrepresented. Or two, you want to sell the property, right? So our goal at Exit Realty Coannah is not to just have a listing. Our goal is to obtain listings that we're able to sell for our clients. The faster we're able to sell those for our clients, the happier they're going to be with us. So some of the conversations that we're going to have with folks are tougher conversations because they're going to be looking at this house here that's sold for $700,000. That's only 2432 square foot, and they're going to come up, with a sales price of 775 on their own. Well, whenever you have less square footage, those always sell for more per square foot than larger houses because the cost of building a bigger house doesn't increase at the same rate as a smaller house. So if you had a small 3-bedroom, 2-bath, it costs you the same amount of money to pour the concrete, a slab, especially when you're looking at 2-story buildings. So you got the same amount of money for concrete, same amount of money for plumbing, same amount of money for electric. Well, you have a little bit more for electrical on a bigger house, but your big expenses are going to be the concrete and plumbing, right? So any wet areas that you have. So if you have the same number of wet areas, the additional living space is not going to increase the value by that same per square footage cost. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's a fine balancing act. So anyway, we're done here. So I'm going to update, the valuation and close that out. So I'm going to go ahead and create reports. Now, you have so many reports in this RPR. You've got properties reports, seller reports, property flyers, mini property valuation workbook. I don't use much of these. What I do use on occasion is market activity, as well as neighborhood, and then the seller's report. Now, the seller's report, notice, is 81 pages. It's the old adage of baffle them with baloney, right? So, just select which report you want. Be mindful because you'll get in here and you'll get so many things in here in this report. You want to make sure that you suppress some things. And what I always suppress is the estimated value for the subject property, value for comps, and the refined value for subject property. Because all of these, the refined value is when they look at Zillow and things of that nature, they'll throw additional comps in there, if you will. But you can, so I always suppress those because it just causes confusion with my sellers and or buyers. So then you can open it right now, or you can have it emailed. I always email it to myself, and then I forward it to my clients from there. Now, this is going to take a couple minutes to generate this report, but it will come in your email. Once it gets done, you'll also get a notification on this screen that it's complete. Up here, you'll see pending reports, or it's finalizing the report, the seller's report. So when it comes up, we'll go ahead and just kind of take a quick peek at it. But yeah, just always remember whenever you're doing these comps, you've got to try and find properties that are in pretty close proximity to the year built, within 20 years. And so, the older houses, when you get in the 60s, I generally cap those out at the 8. I'll look for other homes up to 1980. But those are things that you need to keep in mind when you're comping houses. Another one is making sure that the house is not overbuilt for the area. You'll see some houses where it's just the subdivision and neighborhood is dilapidated, and someone will come in and just sink a bunch of money into the house to build it up. Well, those other homes are dragging your value down. You're not dragging the other homes' value up. So that's always tough to convey to the homeowners. So this is the property report for Jacob Street. See, this is where all these other valuations would come in. That's why I delete them or I suppress them so they don't show up. So it's telling them our comp analysis is 670, 283. Now there's always a range because it's based off of the square footage per comp. So if you went on some of the square footage that we selected, price per square foot on the comps, it'd be comping at 725. That's why they're getting their price at 775 is they used houses at a higher per square foot. The market right now in 2023 in June, the market is not increasing as quick as it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I would have seen the 775 price point and said, we're going to push it to 800 and then sell it for over. Now, this market is slowing down quite a bit. We're not seeing the type of appreciation. So we need to be conservative and look at what an appraiser is going to see out there. An appraiser is going to pick between 3 to 5 different properties to come up with their opinion of value. You can't just pick the highest one and run off of that, because then you're going to be potentially dealing with an appraisal issue. So you want to make sure you give your buyer and or seller the best chance of not having an appraisal issue. And that's why I run the comps the way I do here at 670. So if you want to find out if a subdivision is hot or not, there's another video on YouTube that you can Google and exit Realty Coannah, and it will show you how to determine whether a subdivision is hot or not, or basically what the absorption rate month supply is for any given subdivision. But as you scroll through this just gives you a whole bunch of information. Like I said, there's 81 pages. We're not going to cover them all, but it gives you information about the subject property, gives you different livability scores, historical photos of the property, current and historical. So you can get a good feel for what the house looked like the last time it went on the market. Gives you all sorts of history, with graphs and such. So this will satisfy those C-type personality individuals that want more information. Your D's and your I's, this is way too much information. So I'd pull a shorter report for them, or only share just a couple pages with them. After that, you're going to lose their interest. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to stop my share, but I hope this is helpful. If you need help with any specific property evaluating, you know how to get a hold of me. Just reach out. All right, guys, take care.